So guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what is tech debt and why you should care about it. So for any company that you're working for as a developer, you're going to run into some bad code. It's just what it is. That's essentially what tech debt is. It's just poorly maintained code that is essentially just a band-aid to get something out the door much faster. Now, how would you go about solving that? How about just writing better code? If you're not doing that, then you're going to run into a lot of tech debt. The ones that could identify tech debt are the developers with a lot of experience and just reading the code and reading what's written. There's code, and I'll be honest, there's code that I've written in the past that not necessarily was the greatest, but it did get the job done. I went back to it. I would just look at it as like, what was I thinking? I already knew how to refactor it based off of the lessons from other projects. You're going to eventually run into this, putting in the time and the work to getting better as a developer, and start looking at how you're going about solving problems, writing your code. Like, for example, if I was to use React, because a lot of people are using React nowadays and the companies are using that in their tech stack for building web apps more efficiently. A lot of people were writing components as class-based. It will be super with a constructor and then a list of all the state that you're going to be setting for that component, and then a bunch of life cycle built-in functions that React rolled out for class-based components. Some of these examples will be like component did mount, will unmount. For example, component did mount, it would check to see if the component actually rendered in the browser. If it didn't render in the browser, then that function wouldn't get called. React team started to build out more functionality and actually embrace functional components and include better hooks or lifecycle functions that would help maintain the app a little bit better. A lot of the code that was written in class-based, you had to convert them over to a functional way. And it made it a lot easier on the developer to build things out. It was super simple in a functional component just to create a state setter. So you would have the name of the state and then set whatever the name of that state is. For example, is added is the state, then set is added is the state setter. Okay, so we look at those two, that's the state format. As the class-based component was more of like state and then this dot set state. Now, another example, you start to create child components under that one parent component. So you have the one parent component that's pretty much the container that's managing all the data. You're creating a child component to pull in essentially all that state. The more you create components within components and passing in properties within each of those components, you're going to run into like a data flow issue. And the easiest way to solve this problem is to identify what components or what state needs to be in the top level component, the parent. Then any child components that you want to pass state to, by all means do it. But if they don't really need the state to live in there, take that state, move it into that child component so that the child component could manage it. You don't have to go through this. It stays in the parent, then I got to pass everything down and then kind of go through like the inheritance of data flow. That's essentially what tech debt is. It's just bad code that was written to get something out the door a lot faster. And the more you wait on the tech debt and you just forget about it and you continue to build more features on, and then you have to go back and improve some of the already built out features that are not necessarily written the correct way, you're going to run into a lot of headache just trying to refactor code and then also trying to understand exactly what's going on. You write certain code, you think it's great at the time, but then as you continue to have more experience, you're going to find out really quick exactly what is tech debt, what is good code versus bad code. And this comes with experience and also repetition. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.